If you're a Christian, then this video is for you. I just want to share with you something that I wrote down that I believe is going to help you understand what it truly means to follow Jesus Christ. And I believe that none of your pastors is going to tell you this because they're either not aware of the fact, or they'll rather have you keep coming back to them for their own selfish interest instead of pointing you in the right direction. So it's just a one pager. I'm just going to read it out and then I'm going to speak on it a little bit. So just give me a minute or two and I promise it's going to completely transform your life and it will be worthwhile. So I wrote down the greatest quality about Jesus that even your pastor won't tell you. He knew who he was. His identity wasn't tied to his mission, but rather his mission was tied to his identity. When we say we are called to be like Christ, it means we are called to know ourselves just as Jesus knew himself. The journey to find oneself gives birth to the mission to know yourself as the image of God, the pure reflection of spirit, the Christ consciousness. Yeah, so I believe that we all have that's the end. I believe that we all have come to a point in our life once in a while where we question why we are here. We question what we are doing here. What is our mission on earth? What is our purpose? We are trying to find purpose, and we fail to do so because we fail to realize that our purpose is tied to our knowledge of self. And if we are not knowledgeable about who we are, then we cannot give our life to any mission. There is no mission for us to pursue because we don't know who we are. And the thing that separates us from Jesus and why Jesus was this ideal human being that we all are called to live like is because he knew who he was. It was not his miracles, it was not even the teachings, but it was his knowledge of himself that set him apart as the ideal human being. And so when we say we are called to live like Jesus Christ, we are called to be Christians, it means that we are called to know ourselves as the image of God, because Jesus was also the image of God. The Christ consciousness that gave birth to Jesus also gave birth to you. But do you know yourself? Do you know that image of God within you? Do you know that spirit side of yourself? That is the question that you have to ask yourself every day, because most of what you know about yourself, most of your understanding about God, most of your knowledge about the Bible and religion itself is based on what you have been told. It's based on what people have told you. It's based on what your environment has influenced on you. It's based on your conditioning, where you grew up, your experiences. So there's a lot of factors that are shaping this identity that you have about yourself right now. And that is what is preventing you from having that purpose in life, from having that mission in life, because you truly do not know who you are. You're still trying to find yourself. And I believe that that is the challenge of life. Life is a self-discovery journey. First, we are called to know who we are. Only then can we, pursue a mission, because your mission is tied to your identity and not the other way around. If you do not know who you are, then how then would you know what you're supposed to do? So your pastors won't tell you this, that your mission here on earth is tied to who you are. They'll keep telling you that you just have to follow Jesus's teachings, follow what he did. You cannot be like Jesus. Nobody can be like Jesus. Nobody can be like Jesus, but you can be you. So you have to discover who you are first. You have to know yourself beyond this body, just as Jesus did. He knew the Christ consciousness, the one consciousness that gave birth to all of reality. He knew that he could not be faced by anything that came from this earth, that came from this world, because he knew he was not the body. He knew he was spirit. That's why he said, if you take down this body, I'll raise it up after 3 days. And he did. because he knew he was spirit and not the body. So you need to know yourself as a spirit and not the body. And when you truly know yourself as the spirit, your life will be filled with meaning. Your life will be filled with purpose, because then you would have had what we call the God contact. The God contact. Many of the main reason why we keep relying so much on our pastors is because we have not had that direct experience of God. We do not know God that personally. And so we go to our pastors in the hopes that they are going to help us to get to know God, get closer to God as they claim to be closer to Him. But in the end, they use that as an opportunity to rip us off, to take advantage of us. So you have to remove the conditioning and understand that your pastor does not know everything. No matter how knowledgeable they may claim to sound on the pulpit, they don't know everything. Their worldview is also shaped by their own experiences, by their family, by their friends, by the things they're involved in. And so don't let one Sunday service make you think that your pastor is better than you. Your pastor is not better than you. You and the pastor came from one spirit. So, but do you know that spirit? That is what is important. You have to fervently seek your soul image. Get to know yourself beyond this body. Only then would you have a mission. Only then would you have a mission. There are people in the world who experience this soul nature, I think from like early 2022. There's a spiritual shift that happened in the world. And some people have been able to have a glimpse of this soul nature. And if you meet these people, they're either talking about death, talking how they're not afraid of death. They just live like they are free, that they are like they are beyond this world. It's because they've got to see that other side. But even then, they still fall back into this reality, and sometimes this bodily cloth keeps making them limited here on earth. So I just want to encourage you to find yourself. When you find yourself, then you will truly know God. You will truly have found God. God lives within you. God is everywhere. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise. The truth is not hidden. It's not about which religion is best or who is against who or who will go to heaven. Before you get to heaven, first try to know yourself now. Who is going to go to heaven? Because it's not this flesh. Or who is going to go to hell? Because it's not this flesh. This flesh, we know that is going to remain in the soil. So who is that person that wants to go to heaven? Or who is that person who wants to go to hell? That is the person you have to discover. And then you'll be able to tell whether that person will go to hell or not. So, see yourself above this body. You are more than what you have been conditioned to think about yourself. But first, you have to remove those conditionings. Forget about what anybody ever told you. Forget. If you truly want to know God, you will find God. You will find God. But don't take anybody's teachings as anybody's advice as something that is absolute, because nobody knows it all. If they knew it all, they will be in heaven with God or wherever God is. Like I said, like in my last video, heaven is not a place that God is in. Wherever God is heaven. So if God is in you, you're in heaven. But you have to find that God in you. God is already in you. So I wish you all the very best, and I hope that makes a difference for you. Do take care, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thank you.